Good evening, guys. Welcome back to Bald Father Bets. So we're going to come at you one day earlier than we said we would with the first pick for the NFL season due to some potential line movement that we see. Take a look at a few of the other games that we see coming up, just a little bit of a preview. But first, let's recap our last pick, which was Monday night, Boston College and Florida State. So we had Boston College plus the 17 for 1 unit. That hit, and that hit pretty obviously. There was no chance that Florida State was even in that game. Boston College won outright by 15 points, so almost reversed, covered the spread. They won in dominating fashion. It was a perfect Bill O'Brien game. He likes to game control, he likes to run clock, and that's exactly what he did. I think Boston College could be a player in a very weak ACC this year. I'm not 100% sold on Miami quite yet. I want to see them against a few more opponents. Clearly, they're the favorite in the conference, but you have others right now that could potentially make a play for it, such as Georgia Tech, such as Boston College. I know Virginia Tech lost their opening game, but it was not a conference game, so they have a chance to get right. And Clemson, while they looked abysmal against Georgia, that was against Georgia in Atlanta. Let's see them against some more regular competition, and then we can kind of start to understand how that conference is gonna play out. So, moving into week 2 of college football, and then week 1 of the NFL season. Tomorrow night we have Kansas City and Baltimore. It's the NFL kickoff game at Kansas City. Again, Kansas City hosting as they repeated as Super Bowl champs. You have Patrick Mahomes, you have Travis Kelce, you have everything that comes along with that. I'm going to be rocking the opening game last year at Kansas City when Detroit played them, and Detroit won outright. Very rambunctious environment, electric. Kansas City is one of the loudest crowds in the NFL. Then on Friday night, we're going to have the game in Sao Paulo, Brazil. You're going to have the Eagles and the Packers. That's a highly anticipated game. That line has actually moved quite a bit in the Packers' direction. Eagles were favored by 3, and it's now down to Eagles by 2. A lot of the sharps are on the Packers due to the horrendous pass defense that the Eagles ended with last year. Not going to make a pick on that one yet. We will come back at you Friday with a video, or earliest tomorrow if we see anything potential with regards to live movement where we need to get out ahead of that. Then on Saturday, we're going to have a few college picks. Obviously, the big game, Texas and Michigan. We already have the pick in with Texas -6 for 1 unit. I would not recommend taking that now at Texas -7.5. If you can get it at Texas -7, Texas -6 or Texas -7, you're either going to win the bet or you're going to push if Texas ends up winning by a touchdown, but I would not take that at Texas -7.5. It's very difficult to beat Michigan by more than 1 score. You only get about 60 snaps per game when you play Michigan. They're going to work the clock, and I expect Michigan to play a lot better in that game than they did against Fresno State. If that line gets up to somewhere Michigan +8, 8.5, 9, or even sniffs 10, there's a very good chance that we'll come back in over the top with some more units on Michigan and see if we can get a middle or see if we can just get the Michigan cover, and then even if Texas doesn't cover, then we would still be plus units on the game. We'll have a few other plays on Saturday, not going to get into those right now. And then obviously Sunday, the first big Sunday of the NFL, we'll be playing every game. So come back to us on Sunday. Probably going to post at least twice on Sunday, morning plays, and then the afternoon, the evening plays as well. And then we finish off Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets traveling to the San Francisco 49ers. Line been floating around 4, 3.5, 3, back up to 3.5. We'll have a play on that one as well as we get later in the week. But first, the pick for tomorrow night. We are going to be on the Ravens +3. And the reason we're making this video a little bit early is the opportunity in which this line comes down to 2.5. If you are, for any reason, on the Chiefs, and I know a lot of people are, I think Patrick Mahomes is the greatest thing to ever touch a football. Anyone who knows me knows that. He's the most talented football player ever. He affects winning more than anyone, and his wins over replacement is greater than any other player who's ever played. He's not the GOAT. The GOAT's Tom Brady, but he is the most talented and best player to ever play football at the most important position, which is the quarterback. There are a few things, though. The Chiefs are not great at covering the spread in this air run that they've had. They were better at it last year because they had a few people who doubted them throughout the year, which brought their lines down, and they were a little bit better at it the year before as the year went on. But historically, during this run, they're not great at covering the spread. The Ravens are an excellent regular season team. Lamar Jackson is an excellent regular season quarterback. I know they lost Patrick Queen at linebacker, and that's a big spot, but they did gain Derrick Henry, and they're going to have a healthy Mark Andrews, who they did not have up until the very end of the playoffs last year, and he had to kind of get his feet wet and get back. But he's had a full off season. You have a fully healthy Lamar, as he's had a full off season to rest. You've added Derrick Henry, and then you have that revenge factor of the fact that they lost the AFC Championship game last year. Again, if this was an AFC Championship game, if this was a playoff game, the pick would probably be a lot different. But because it is a regular season game, the Ravens excel at these. Lamar shows up for regular season games. I really like the Ravens plus the 3, and that's why we at Bald Father Bets are going to be on Ravens plus the 3 for 2 units. Again, if you do want to take the Chiefs, make sure you are choosing a book that has the line at 2.5. And if you're betting with us on this one and you're taking the Ravens plus the 3, make sure you're choosing a book that has the Ravens at plus the 3 and you're not getting the 2.5, as that all-important number of 3 in the NFL is the most important number that you can get in betting, as 24% of games in the NFL are decided by 3 points or less. So everyone have a good evening. Won't be posting a video tomorrow. Everyone enjoy watching the kickoff game, and let's go Ravens.